Die WNNR en Universitieit van Pretoria het onlangs 'n media-konferensie gehou, spesifiek om te gesels oor valse inligting en hoe 'n mens valse inligting kan uitken ook in die media om sodoende nie om die bos gelei te word tydens hierdie verkiesingstyd nie. En ons gesels vanmôre met Dr. Zubeida Dawood van die WNNR se kubersekuriteitsdepartement en sy gaan vir ons meer vertel oor die basiese reëls en 'n paar tips gee oor hoe jy hierdie verkiesingstyd kan aantree om seker te maak jy word nie gefop nie. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here.
It's lovely having you here. Thank you for all the effort. Let's first start with the cybersecurity in South Africa.
Yes.
If we look at cybersecurity, what are the big concerns in South Africa? Because most of us are living the cyber lifestyle. We're seeing less magazines and less newspapers being published and being printed in South Africa, and everything is moving towards a cyber lifestyle. With that, there are some concerns. What are the biggest things we're looking at in South Africa?
Look, I think you hit the nail on the head. We are moving toward that direction. So in South Africa, almost everybody has cell phones, even in the rural areas. You know, people have access to all of these technologies, but they don't really understand the rules, on how to govern them and use them responsibly. So there's definitely a huge cyber threat landscape. We get attacks, everything from phishing and social engineering. Then governmental departments have their specific ones as well. There's definitely a lot of different things to look out for.
We're moving towards the election coming up. How vulnerable is our electoral system, and what are we doing to safeguard that system?
Look, I think anybody is susceptible to these things, whether you're the best company in the world or even our electoral system. So we are very vulnerable. What could happen is that IEC officials could get targeted from social engineering, manipulation tactics, and then our voters themselves, we are just bombarded with a lot of information, so we're not sure what to trust, what not to trust, and we consume things without realizing which of this is true, which of it is disinformation, and so forth. So to kind of tackle this, governmental departments are working with companies such as the CSIR. We help them in a collaborative approach to assist with some of these problems.
Dr. Zubeida, we're referring to the entire cybersecurity of the country as a bit of a scary issue, but data and the handling of data in South Africa adds to our quality of life. It improves our lifestyle, it improves the economy, it improves technology. It improves the way we function every day. So it's a two-sided coin, once again, like most things are. But that involves people being informed about how to use the web and the facilities that it provides, cybersecurity and responsible behavior on the web, for instance. Do you feel that there's enough of that in South Africa? Are people educated enough about what responsible behavior is and healthy behavior?
I think not yet. So definitely you spoke about a good point, which we call cybersecurity awareness. So this is where we are educated about what's developing because this evolves. What was applicable last year may not be applicable this year. So within our communities, definitely there isn't enough being done. We are making strides to improve that, and we do hope that the CSIR can partner up more with the private sector as well, government, universities, everybody come together to get out to our communities. We do have unique situations or problems compared to other more developed countries.
Can you give us an example of a recent cyber attack or a fake news targeting election campaigns?
Yes, so there was one a couple of months ago, and it targeted one of the political parties. I think it was the Democratic Alliance. So a video was released on TikTok of him stating a few things which he hadn't stated. So in this case, somebody used deep fakes to manipulate or add his voice over to something else to make him say something that he didn't say. So now that we know it's fake news, it's fine, we understand that, but look at the reputational damage. Other people out there are still spreading this, and it just puts the party in a bad light.
The long-term consequences, because reputation is something that gets tainted by a quick thing now, but it lasts.
Of course.
when it comes to AI and all the things that everybody's thinking of and the conspiracy theories and all of that, it's almost a fertile ground for conspiracy theories and doubt. People doubt everything. In South Africa specifically, how does the CIR help us how can we help the CISIR or they help us detect these false information or misinformation things? I mean, how do we as the general public know that something is false or misinformation?
Yes, that's true. So what we do at the CSIR, we do various different projects. I'll just highlight maybe one or two very relevant ones. The first one is we developed a framework for human-centric detection of fake news. So we find that a lot of AI tools do assist in automatically detecting fake news, but some people who live in rural or disadvantaged areas don't have access to these AI tools and don't always have the computational power to use this. So we developed something that can be applicable to all South Africans. So they read some of these tips in the framework to just get them to be more critical thinkers. So some of these tips include looking at the source of the piece of information, checking if there are some cross referencing things that link up to it.
That's very important,
looking for grammatical errors, which is now tricky because AI can make things perfect.
We fix that, yeah.
Yes, but there are definitely a couple of human things we can take into consideration in our unique perspective also, where we have a lot of satire. So we do find that ministers sometimes say things that are not accurate, but then satire just takes it to a next level where people also make up things. So we're not sure as South Africans what to trust or what not to trust. Yes.
It's fascinating because we have quite a unique sense of humor as well. So
Absolutely.
South Africa, it's always about the human element.
Definitely.
And what I hear today, what you're saying is it's about the human element. It's about you being responsible for your actions on the net, and cross-referencing, doing your own homework, just not leaving it over to the web itself.
Yes, no, I love what you say about the South Africans. We do have a humorous perspective. Just before I got here, I thought I can't speak Afrikaans. I'm going to make a joke about it, and I found a video of somebody pretending to speak Afrikaans. Definitely we put in that good humor, but it is a little dangerous sometimes. So
Yes.
Definitely we need to be critical thinkers in this regard, and always ask somebody else who might know a little bit more than you, just to verify.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning and for giving some sound advice for all of our viewers to take to heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Nou ja, dis dan Dr. Zubeida Dawood van die WNNR wat by ons 'n draai kom maak. Onthou, daar kan goed wees wat nie waar is nie. Double check maar nie, cross reference. Vra vir mense wat weet. So bly ons almal ingelig kan ons regte besluite maak.